I found human bones in my childhood house. When I was 5 or 6, my family moved from the UK to Hungary because of my father's job. It was the early 1990s, just after the Soviet Union collapsed and foreign companies were rushing in. My father worked for one of them. We bought a huge house in Budapest, almost a mansion with 4 bedrooms and large front and backyards. It was incredibly cheap for its size, which my parents blamed on the country's recent shift from communism. At first, everything felt perfect. My sisters and I loved the backyard, and we attended a new American international school with Christian foundations. I wasn't into religion, but life felt exciting. After a few months, the house truly felt like home until one night changed everything. I shared a bedroom upstairs with my sister. One night after exhausting ourselves playing outside, we fell asleep quickly. Sometime later, I woke up thirsty. The room was dark and silent. As my eyes adjusted, I glanced toward my sister's bed and saw her sitting upright. I couldn't see her face, only a shadowy silhouette. Before I could speak, she suddenly slammed back down onto the mattress. The bed creaked loudly. I thought maybe she had a nightmare, but then she sprang upright again and violently slammed back down. Again and again. The movements were fast, mechanical, unnatural. The mattress squealed with every impact. I froze, unable to breathe, watching her silhouette repeatedly jerk up and crash down. After what felt like forever, it stopped. She remained sitting there completely still. Slowly, her head turned toward me. My heart pounded painfully. I squeezed my eyes shut, hoping it was a dream. After a few seconds, I forced myself to look again. The figure was still there, its face completely black with no features at all, staring directly at me. Panic flooded my body. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. My throat felt locked and cold sweat covered my skin. Somehow, I found the strength to jump out of bed and run toward her. In the next instant, my sister was lying peacefully asleep. No shadow, no movement. I shook her awake, nearly crying, and told her everything. She laughed it off and rolled back to sleep. I stayed awake the rest of the night watching her. Nothing else happened, but the house no longer felt the same. It felt colder and the shadows seemed heavier. Weeks later, my mother's scream woke me. I wasn't in my bed. I was hanging upside down over the second-floor staircase railing, my legs hooked over it and my head dangling above the marble floor. As I fully woke, I began to slip. My father rushed out and grabbed my legs just before I fell. A doctor diagnosed me with sleepwalking. My parents banned anything scary, but it didn't stop. I kept waking up hanging upside down from door frames, rails, even my own bed. That's when my parents became truly afraid. They were deeply religious and talk of possession began. A priest came to the house. He spent nearly an hour alone in our bedroom. When he came out, he looked shaken. He went downstairs and suddenly stopped, staring at the ceiling directly beneath our room. The expression on his face was not confusion but recognition. He quietly spoke to my parents and their faces turned pale. That same day, we packed essentials and left for a hotel. The next morning, workers tore open the section of ceiling beneath our bedroom. They found a small hidden trapdoor. Inside was a cloth bag filled with tiny animal bones. Hanging from a thread inside the compartment was a small doll made from those same bones, carefully strung together and hanging upside down. My parents sold the house immediately. We stayed in Hungary another year before returning to the UK. After that, their faith intensified. As for me, I drifted away from church, though I still believe something exists beyond what we see. Because whatever was in that house, whatever stared at me from across that dark bedroom, was real. And recently I have begun experiencing things again, but that is a story for another night.